Tracking prices of food items when compared to previous month, just before inflation figure for the month of May was released by the NBS, is Kali Obi, Ibrandtv's business correspondent. Thank you for joining us, Kali.
You're welcome.
You're looking radiant today,
yes.
despite the food inflation.
We can help it.
So tell us, what has changed, especially now that the May inflation, what was the price like before the inflation and what is it like now?
It's quite funny when questions like this have been asked because nothing has changed. If you're going to go back to the price last month or last 2 months to this to the month in month June,
yes.
It's still the same thing. So it's only I will only say maybe it's the traders, maybe when they go out to buy and they come back and they're not able to sell at that particular time point in time, and they don't want their goods or perishable goods to get spoiled, then they bring down the price. But if for the inflation, if anything has changed for the price.
So let us know what you found out as regards the prices of food.
Okay, let's go to last month or last week when a basket of tomato was going for 25,000. Then we have the foreign rice. If I remember, the last time I was on Business Breakfast on the show, I mentioned the local rice was going for 20,000, but now the local rice is going for 28,500.
Really?
Yes.
That's 8,000 naira increase.
So has anything changed? Is it decreasing or increasing?
No, it has changed. It has increased.
It has increased. That's why I said that's the change. That's why I'm like, if first I thought it was decreasing, no, it has increased more than the way it was before.
50% increase.
Almost 50% increase. Then for the foreign rice used to be 30,000, but now it's 35,500. So you now go to the bag of beans. Bag of beans is 50k for the 50 kg. Then you go to the sweet potato.
What was it before for the beans?
It's still the same price.
Okay.
Still the same price. But there was a time it went down to 48. Then people were like, oh, okay, it's coming down. But now it's back to 50,000. And people are saying that, the marketers are saying that, the traders are saying that it might go up in the next month. That's what they are suspecting, because the farmers are complaining for the fertilizer and they're not getting the products that they want for the fertilizer and all that to grow their crops. And still the transportation is high. And we know right now the speaking on increasing the price of diesel, and that will affect every food item.
Because of cost of transportation.
Cost of transportation.
Even filling stations are complaining, saying that they don't have diesel to transport the fuel.
Yeah, or even to run the filling station themselves. So a whole lot of things will go up. We'll go back to from April to May and June, and the the rising from the 16.82% recorded in April 2022 to 17.71%, and this is according to the recent report that was released by the CPI, that's
by the NBS.
By the NBS. That's the CPI, which the report that was released by the NBS, and this increase, it's on food items, and still that was in April. We're in June, and still now they're telling us that very soon the price of diesel will be 1,500.
So what's the reaction of Nigerians? How are they taking this increase? Were you able to speak with some Nigerians? What's it like in terms of their purchasing power?
Nigerians are not happy. No one, like, let me say before I came here, I said, Nigerians say, hey, whoa, how are we going to survive? Because if before you get, I was talking to a colleague of mine, and she were like talking about getting tomato for 500. Before you get a tomato for 500 in the market, you're sure you're going to make 2 pots of stew from it. But right now, you can't even make a pot of stew.
That wasn't, no, I don't think that was in recent time. 500 tomatoes.
No, then you get
maybe 5 years ago.
Then, let me say in 2021, a plate of tomato of 500 can make you 2 pots of stew. When you add the tatache, the shombo, and the rest, it makes it big, right? Okay, and you can still fry your yam make your egg sauce and all that. But right now, a plate of tomato can't even give you a pot of stew that will last for 7 days. Depending on how large is the family. So a lot of things are getting high every day. A tuber of yam, then we used to buy for 1.5, but now it's between 1.5, 1.7, 2,000, 2.5, depending on how big the tuber is. Then potatoes, that sweet potato that kids eat for breakfast and adults too, they do. But right now you can't, if you have to go to the market with 200 to get potato, you can't even get 2 pieces, 2 large pieces for 200. And you have a family of 4 kids. Okay, let's leave the father and the mother. But we're talking about the kids. You have even 2 kids can't even feed on 2 potato, depending on how much. 200 can even feed 2 kids. Then let's go to the Irish potato. How many pieces for 500? It's not much. A derica of beans used to be 500, but now it's 600. No, now it's 700.
Because I recall it was even about 650 at some point.
Now it's 700. And they said it will still go up. Then the derica of rice, local rice that's supposed to be cheaper, is not. Local rice is being sold at 500. A bag of local rice is 28,500. But last week, it was 22,500.
What about Gary?
Gary is still...
At least Gary is the common man food. But right now, is this still the common man food?
It's not the common man food. If I can buy a derica of Gary for 250, 300. How many would that feed? So everybody's complaining.
How much was it before the inflation?
Before the inflation, we used to buy a derica of Gary for 100 naira, 150. But now it's not. It has changed. So when they say Africans can feed themselves, what comes from the African farm or land can feed everyone. There's hunger in the land.
You know, the AFDB president said that on the basis of the potential of the land we have, the arable land we have, the fact that if we look into mechanized farming and provide seedlings for farmers, that we would be able to feed ourselves. And of course, that's true. It's just that we're not leveraging on those resources that we have.
How can we leverage on it when the farmers are not safe? So if you give them everything that the farmers want, is the insecurity in the country helping? It's not helping. So I go to the farm after planting my crops. I can't sleep with 2 eyes closed because I might get back to my farm and all my crops are gone. Everything I put in the ground is being taken off.
But now it's the farming season, and you know, Akin Alabi, we just had him on the show, and he talked about the fact that what we're even eating right now is the harvest from 2021. And so right now we don't even know what would come out of these cultivated season, because this is the planting season where farmers are putting, you know, sowing and doing all of that. But apparently they are not even able to do much because of the factors like insecurity and all of the issues in the country. So what are we to see in the coming days if the prices are this high at this time? I'm sorry, because if we're still in the insecurity that's not been resolved, and we're back to like 2020, 2021, that's where we're getting what we're eating right now is what we're depending on. We should just know that the crops that we're getting in 2022 or in 2023, they're not going to have fat in them. Let me just say they're not going to look healthy. And because if you look at yam is out, the old yam is out of, we're expecting the new yam festival, the new yam in season, that's in August. And I'm wondering what kind of yam are we going to be getting? Apparently we should brace up for more increase in prices.
More things will go up, more food items will go up, like they will skyrocket like no man's business. So if you're going into the market with 10,000 before, you know you have to make it double the price to 20 and come back or pull it back to your house. Then come back and just put it on the chair and say,
not interesting times for Nigerians at all. But I must say a big thank you to you, Kali Obi, business correspondent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.